Hey guys, Barnyard here from freefaucet.io, and today we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency paper wallets and why they're bad. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about what is a paper wallet and how they work and what they're used for. Then we're going to talk about some of their flaws and why you probably shouldn't be using a paper wallet to store all of your cryptocurrency. Okay, so here right now we're on a website called walletgenerator.net, and this is a place where you can create paper wallets online for a whole bunch of different cryptocurrencies. And basically the way it works is it creates a seed from you moving your mouse around and just choosing the pixels that you clicked. And then once you've done this for a little while, so I'm just going to quickly do this so you can see how it works. So it takes a whole bunch of random mouse inputs of you flicking your mouse around the screen, and then once you've done enough, it will then generate an address for you. And the reason for that is so that it has a super random seed that it can create your wallet from. Okay, so basically what we have here right now is a private key, which is the secret key that you need to keep safe, which is used to generate addresses and things like that. And then we have a public address here, which is the thing that you can send to people to give you cryptocurrency, in this case Bitcoin. Okay, so what is the problem with using a paper wallet compared to another way of storing your cryptocurrency? Well, there's a whole bunch of different reasons why paper wallets might not be the best solution, but they are still quite a secure solution for storing your cryptocurrency. Okay, so basically, some of the reasons that this is a problem using paper wallets is, first of all, if you're going to be creating your paper wallet on a website like the one we just showed you, you really have no guarantee that your private key is kept safe because you're connected to the internet. Now, this website in particular also offers some software where you can download your own wallet generation software onto a computer that is then going to be disconnected from the internet, and then when you create your private keys, you are sure that you're not going to be connected to the internet and sending your keys to somebody else. But even then, there's really no guarantee that your wallets are going to stay safe. I mean, who's to say that this piece of software doesn't just wait until that laptop is connected to the internet to then send your private keys somewhere else on the internet? And I'm not saying that this website is sketchy or anything like that. All I'm saying is there's never really a 100% way of knowing for sure that your paper wallets are safe if you are generating them like this online. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why paper wallets are problematic. Another reason is that the printing itself can be problematic. So, for example, a lot of printers actually have a hard drive on the printer for internal storage where this paper wallet will be saved before you print it. And anybody who reads from this hard drive on this printer could potentially get your private key. And this is especially a problem if you're using shared printers, such as a printer in a library or in an internet cafe or something like that. Also, if your printer has access to Wi-Fi, someone could be sniffing all of the files that way as well, and also stealing your private keys in that way. Okay, so that is one of the big reasons that paper wallets are an issue. There are a whole bunch of others though. So another reason that paper wallets might not be so secure is that when you generate a paper wallet, you're getting a private key and you're getting one address, typically. So there might be some paper wallets that don't do this, but mainly you'll get one address and you'll get your private key. Okay. The reason you don't want to only use one address when you're using cryptocurrency is it means that on the blockchain you can see all of the transactions that have been made to that address. Okay, so what do I mean by that? If you have a whole bunch of different addresses that you're using your cryptocurrency with, you're buying and selling through a whole bunch of different addresses, it's way more difficult, particularly with privacy coins, but even with things like Bitcoin, way more difficult to see, as an outsider, how much cryptocurrency you have. If you're putting all of your coins through one address, it's very easy to see on the blockchain how much crypto has gone through that one particular address over a certain period of time, and you can just add all the numbers up and then see how much crypto is going through into that wallet through that address. But if you're using multiple addresses, it's much more difficult to see, and it just keeps the user more private and also more anonymous. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of other reasons why paper wallets are dangerous as well. So one is that it is an encouragement of centralization and outsourced validation. So what does that mean? Paper wallets aren't actually themselves wallets. They're only storing a private key and an address, and they can't tell users if they've actually received bitcoins and how many bitcoins they've received. The single Bitcoin addresses require the user to have a random access lookup of any address on the blockchain. This requirement pushes users to use centralized third-party blockchain explorer websites. What does this mean? This means that less people are running their own cryptocurrency nodes, and that means that explorers can give you false information, websites can lie to their users, and it can also cause validation and consensus issues when you have less nodes on the system and less mechanisms for consensus in terms of the scale of people with nodes. So the more people that have full nodes, the more people there will be to validate blocks and things like that, the more decentralized cryptocurrency will be and the safer it will be. So when a website is issuing these paper wallets, it's encouraging centralization because you don't require to run a full node to actually create these private keys, and that is a problem. Okay, so there's a few other reasons. Raw private keys by themselves are dangerous because they're written in such a way that isn't intuitive to humans and is more intuitive to computers. Dealing with private keys instead of using a GUI that has buttons to send is always going to be much more difficult to use because of its complications. And this leads to a whole bunch of use cases where you could actually lose your cryptocurrency through importing a paper wallet into GUI software. So let's say, for example, that you imported your private key into a deterministic wallet, and then you thought, well, now that I've made my wallet, I'm going to destroy my paper wallet so I don't have duplicates. Well, thinking that it has become a part of the deterministic wallet because you have imported it is actually a misconception, and if you had deleted your paper wallet, then you wouldn't have a backup of your private key. And that means because your private key would not be a part of the deterministic wallet, even if you recover the wallet with the master seed that you get from creating the wallet, you would still not have your private keys and all the things necessary to get your Bitcoin out of the wallet. So this behavior is kind of unintuitive and leads to mistakes when people are importing their paper wallets into deterministic wallets and things of that nature. So it's always much, much safer to just use a GUI wallet or something like that when you're transacting in Bitcoin, so you don't make a small mistake and accidentally lose lots of coins. And this leads us to the next point, which is the encouragement of raw transactions when using paper wallets. Okay, raw transactions are dangerous and unintuitive and have many times resulted in loss of funds. So about 2 years ago, there was a cryptocurrency address that accidentally spent 50 Bitcoin as mining fees. And this was because a guy was using a paper wallet and didn't use raw transactions correctly. So, and also we could tell that it was all through one address, and he was using a paper wallet probably because all of these transactions that he was doing were done through one address instead of doing multiple addresses, one for each transaction. So you can see here, this is a two-level problem. Okay, so what other issues are there with using paper wallets? One problem is that not all paper wallets use the same private key format. So there are different standards with different cryptocurrency wallets and different Bitcoin wallets, such as using Bitcoin Core versus using Bitcoin J, something like that. All of these different softwares use slightly different private key formats. So let's say that you make a cryptocurrency paper wallet and you're using a certain private key format, and then you send some Bitcoin to the address that you've generated from that private key format, and then after that you want to send coins out. Well, you can't actually send coins out using a paper wallet. You have to put your private key and create a wallet in a piece of wallet software. So let's say, for example, you've sent the coins into your paper wallet and now you have imported your wallet into the GUI software to then send your Bitcoin that you've got from hodling a while back, and you want to sell it. Well, this might be a problem because the private key format that you use for your paper wallet it's not supported by the wallet software that you're using. And if the private key format is completely wild or even incorrect, then you have lost your Bitcoin forever. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple more problems and then we'll wrap up the video there. Okay, so another problem is that often paper wallets encourage an obsolete style of wallet called a brain wallet. So almost all paper wallet websites today have an interface to the obsolete SHA-256 brain wallets. Now these wallets are very insecure and should never be used, and yet almost all paper wallet websites use this brain wallet framework and do not tell the user that this is the one that they're using. So I'm going to leave in the description a little bit about brain wallets and about how they work if you're interested. So finally, the last thing I'm going to talk about here, and there's still even more issues than this, these are just the main ones, that paper wallets are usually created in a website using JavaScript cryptography, and the problem with JavaScript cryptography is it's usually considered unsafe because it doesn't use things like noise properly, which make it super random. So the problem with JavaScript cryptography is that it actually can be predicted which means that your private keys can be predicted, which means that it is not suitable for creating private keys. Okay, so that's everything for paper wallets. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll be making a lot more content like this in the future, and let me know what is your favorite way of storing your cryptocurrency. And if it is paper wallets, let me know. Let me know in the comments why you like them, why you dislike them. Make sure to check out freefaucet.io if you want to get some free cryptocurrency 3 times a day. And I'll see you in the next one.